All right, so I wanted to work through a couple of angle of depression and elevation problems with you. You should have already read the notes and know what an angle of depression is and what an angle of elevation is. So I'm going to focus on the problems themselves. So here's the first problem. A golfer standing at a tee looking up at a green on a hill. If the tee is 36 feet lower than the green, and the angle of elevation from the tee to the hole is 12 degrees, find the distance from the tee to the hole. All right, so you always want to start with whatever the eye level is that you're looking at. So I have a person down here. This is where the golfer is. And there's a tee up here somewhere. Now, it can't just be 36 feet directly above, a hole. The green is what I'm trying to say. The green is 36 feet higher than the tee. Now, it's not directly above his head. That would be silly. It has to be out in front of him as well. But the height above where the golfer is 36 feet. Now, an angle of elevation would be, if you were to look out horizontally, the angle of elevation is how far you would have to look up to see the thing you're trying to see. So basically, whenever you're dealing with an angle of elevation or depression problem, you should always have a horizontal line in there somewhere, because that is the reference point for the angle. And they tell you that this angle is 12 degrees. Now, they want the distance from the tee to the hole. Now, keep in mind, this distance down here, that's not the tee to the hole. The hole is up on the green. So the distance to the tee to the hole would be right here. This is what we're looking for. So then this is like straight up a SOHCAHTOA problem. So we know the 12 degrees. We have the opposite side, the 36 feet. We're trying to find the hypotenuse. So sine is what uses opposite hypotenuse. So I would write the sine of 12 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. And then I would work to solve that. So I'd multiply both sides by the question mark. And you, of course, could use x here if you wanted to. And I would divide both sides by sine of 12. And that would give 173.15, so that's 173.2, because it said round to the tenths, and then put your units on the end, so feet. So essentially, you draw an angle of elevation or depression problem, always ends up with a right triangle, that always has a horizontal line from which your angle of elevation or depression occurs. So pause the video, work the problem, that's the second one, and then unpause it to check your answer. All right, so we've got to draw our picture. Got the truck, this ramp that goes down from the truck to the ground. Angle of elevation of that is 32 degrees. Top of the ramp is 4 feet above the ground. And then with the length of the ramp, so this is using opposite hypotenuse again. And again, we would solve by eliminating the ratio and then solving for the variable. .54, so we'll call that 7.5 feet. Just keep in mind that you could use sine, cosine, or tangent depending on what sides you have, and occasionally they may ask you to find the angle of elevation, which will require you to do an inverse.